Okay, and I think we're here. I think we're here. All right. Beautiful, lovely, fantastic. Hello. I am here to read from Days of Darkness by yours truly. It is a collection of insights and inspirations that I pulled from some of the challenges that I had during my early 20s. And it's a very quick, short, to the point read. It's also a coloring book. Let's see what's the last one I put here. Also, a coloring book. People have been sending me their coloring pages and just letting me know how beautiful it is to have time to oneself and nurture that inner child. Um, yeah, and we got a full schedule this morning and this afternoon. So I am gonna be quick with this. These are meant to be brief anyway, just so you are aware. The next order for books will be available in May of 2025. So if you are interested, you can go to my website, vzspaces.com. That's V as in victory, Z as in zebra. I was gonna say something totally different. Z as in zebra and spaces as in space. So definitely go check that out if you're interested in purchasing a book or getting the ebook and downloading some of the pictures and things for yourself to color at your leisure. Um, so yeah, let's just hop into it. I'll be reading chapter 7 today. Not everyone will agree. This is a two-pager. Um, but before we get into that, I will read this author's note. This is a work of nonfiction. The events and experiences detailed herein have been described from the author's memory to the best of the author's ability. This publication is designed to provide personally experienced information in regard to the subject matter covered. It is sold and shared with the understanding that the author is not engaged in rendering psychological, financial, legal, or other professional services. If specific expert assistance or counseling is needed, the services of a competent professional in that field should be sought. Yes, I am an author. Yes, I am a spiritual coach. Yes, I am a speaker. Yes, I do mental health work with young people. And all of that is beautiful and wonderful. And if that is something that you believe you would like support with, learning how to ground yourself, learning how to express yourself, tapping into your creative divinity, by all means, reach out. However, if you are looking for some psychological drugs or some legal advice, this is not the spot for that. Onward. Parental advisory content warning. Topics of suicide and depression, some sexually suggestive situations, and strong language. And of course, our dedication. This book is dedicated. This book is dedicated to all the younger versions of me. She is the giant upon whose shoulders I stand. Without her strength, perseverance, and resilience, I wouldn't be able to stand as tall as I do today. I love you, little me. Also, thank you to the virtual mentors who have poured light into my mind and heart. Your decision to be a light keeper in this world has saved millions of lives, including mine. So, chapter 7. Not everyone will agree. You are in charge of making the final decisions for your life. As we are growing up, our caretakers have a great amount of authority. But at the end of the day, we get to choose what actions we take. We generally decide to listen and be obedient. Most times they clothe, shelter, and feed us, so it makes sense. They've also lived more life and have learned certain lessons that we can learn from. However, they often have painful experiences that cause them to become jaded and afraid, and they pass that fear on consciously and unconsciously. When you're developing your own path, there are decisions you'll have to make for yourself. Decisions others may not see value in because they don't see your vision. Was just talking about this today. In fact, they may believe that it will bring devastation. Your friends or associates won't always understand your ideas. They may tell you that you're reaching too far, doing too much, going the wrong way. But that's how they see things from their perspective. They don't have to agree with you. They aren't seeing life from your lens. They don't they don't have to see what you see. Your vision is yours. Your life is yours. It is your responsibility to be and do the best for you. Not everyone will agree with that. Not everyone will agree with what you choose to do for your life. But as long as it makes sense to you, that's all that matters. Mm. Days of Darkness. Chapter 7. Not everyone will agree. This last line here is something that a friend's mom told me when I was in like middle school or just started high school. I had a friend who was practicing doing nails, and they decided to do like my ring finger or like my pinky or something. And I just wore it around because I was like, I think they did a decent job and I'm here for it. And quite a few people commented on it when I went to go see this friend's family, which happened often. Um, and they're like, "Why is this? Why are you like that? Why are you doing this? Why?" And then she looked at me and she said, "Does it make sense to you? Does it make sense to you?" And I said, "Yeah, it does." And I went to go to try to explain myself as to why. And she just shook her head and she said, "As long as it makes sense to you, that's all that matters." And I was like, Mama just dropped the mic. Okay. It blew my mind. And that stuck with me because it's a deep truth that we don't often allow ourselves to absorb. That as long as what we're doing makes sense to us and we're not harming ourselves or others, then that's all that matters. Other people don't have to get your vision. Other people don't have to understand why you only have one acrylic nail. Other people don't have to understand why, you do your hair a certain way or you choose to be trans. Shout out to all of my beautiful trans friends and family. Like, we choose to express ourselves as individual human beings is up to us. And as long as it makes sense to us, it doesn't matter who else doesn't get it or doesn't make sense to. And not everybody will agree. And that's okay. And what I've learned from that is how powerful acceptance is. Because when we don't agree with someone, but we can accept that that is the decision that they're making, we get to choose what we want to do now instead of trying to make somebody else do something that we want to do. But yeah, this one is a quick one for sure. Because, like I said, we got some things going on today. I appreciate Kelvin Hagen and his book club. If you would like the link, I'm not sure what the next book is going to be, but he's always bringing things to my awareness. And I'm grateful because it helps me to grow in my journey and my spiritual understanding, my understanding of myself. And yeah, shout out to him for having my book on his book club and having that experience of reading it through in front of an audience. I'm thinking I'm going to do that again at some point if you have a group that you would like me to read with, or um, I'm thinking about maybe doing like a live stream, maybe on YouTube, maybe on Twitch. I'm not really sure. Hey, Sandra. Oh, I meant to message you about contacting Henry, um, but I will do that after this. But yeah, there are different ways that I'm available to share this with people. If you know people who are interested in having a read, let me know. But yeah, and again, if you're interested in getting a book, the next orders will be available starting May of 2025. And if you're happening to watch this after that, check in vzspaces.com and see what's up. But yeah, I think that's all for me today. Have a beautiful, wonderful, absolutely spectacular, magical day because you deserve it, because you are worthy, because you are capable of creating it. All right? And I'm rooting for you, and I love you. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you, YouTube. We appreciate you.